in motion now. So just move my comments window. This is totally professional. I'm going to explain to you why I haven't done this in a while. Coming up in just a moment or two. I'm waiting for people to come on board. There's Kevin, Hoven Farms. Hello. Let me just wave to some people on Instagram. And if you're joining us on Facebook and on YouTube and LinkedIn, then please say hi. Pop a note in the comments to let me know you can see and hear. Facebook, can you see me? Can you hear me? Tommy, can you hear me? That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Insta Fabiosaurus, welcome. David Mulvaney, hello, my friend. I haven't talked to you. It's been way too long. We need to sit down and have a beverage together and talk about life and how we feel about it. And there's Rezwan. Hello, Rezwan Kabir. Good to see you. Facebook is live and operational. That's good. YouTube. Can you hear me, YouTube? Give me a shout out on YouTube. I want to make sure everybody's along for the ride. Instagram, good morning. Good to see you, friends. Invite friends in. Kay Brown, hi there. Good to see you today. You know what? I'm just going to keep going because if YouTube's on board, they're here. If they're not, they're not. I can't do anything about it now because it's just me. Part of the reason I haven't done one of these in a while, I'm almost ashamed to admit this, is I was letting perfectionism cause procrastination. And my friend Sean Cannell says, you got to punch fear in the face and press record. And now I'm not blaming you, Sean. Hear me. I'm not blaming you at all. But I was so caught up in the Video Ranking Academy system for creating videos that answer specific questions that people are looking for in the YouTube algorithm that I got stopped dead in my tracks. And I went for 3 weeks and didn't produce a video. And then I was upset with myself, and I got over it. I got over myself, and I said, okay, this is not why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for me, for my satisfaction. I'm doing it for the people who are listening, watching, learning that I'm benefiting. And eventually they may become clients, maybe do business with me. But the ultimate thing I have to remember is right now I'm doing it to serve people. I'm not serving anybody by not showing up. So I decided I had to punch fear in the face and press record and go live on multiple streams, even though it might not be perfect. And another thing I thought was, I was thinking this, maybe you guys, have you ever had this feeling like I got to have everything perfect so I look really slick and professional? And some people comment on, Ray, you got the nice blurry background behind you. You're using a good camera, obviously. Yeah, that's true. But that's not really important. Nobody really cares except us as the producer of the content. We want it to look good to impress people. And my thinking was, I've got a certain expectation of me because of the kind of clients that I have and the rates that we charge. There's a certain expectation that my production value's got to be at a certain level. And people will start to wonder if it's not at that certain level, like with the titles and the edits and the cuts and the music and all that stuff. Then what will people think? Oh my goodness, what will people think? Like that matters. It doesn't matter. When we're talking about other people judging our performance based on our production values, people who are not our clients, people who are not the people that we're here to serve, it doesn't matter what those people think. It really doesn't. Even if they're friends. I've got friends who have big teams. They have like hundreds of people working for them in some cases. And I'm trying to compare myself and my production value to theirs and thinking, well, what will Russell think if he sees my stuff and realizes how amateurish it is and realize I love Russell, but doesn't matter what Russell thinks. Matters that I provide value to you and I don't let the fear of not looking professional. So here's my professional setup. It's me in here in the studio by myself this morning. I got up at about 3 o'clock this morning. I was part of a Clubhouse discussion. I listened. When I say I was part of it, I want to be clear. I just listened. It was fantastic. Then I decided I was going to go live this morning because I had some things I wanted to share with y'all. And I decided, I don't have a production crew today. I don't have a videographer. I don't have somebody helping me out with the tech. I don't have somebody helping me up the stairs. Sometimes I have a little trouble getting up the stairs. I'm just going to go. I'm going to show up. imperfect, because done is better than perfect. So here we are. There's my justification. I'm saying this to you not to justify anything to you, because I recognize that for most people watching this, they're going to look and think, this is really impressive. Ray's live on YouTube. He's live on Facebook. He's got the nice colored lighting in the background. He's got the nice blurry background on the one camera, and he looks nice and crystal clear on Instagram. Hey, InstaFam. Love you guys. Love you so much. Thank you for being here. So let somebody know, by the way. Click that little airplane icon and let somebody know we're here, so they'll join us. You do the same. Facebook, YouTube, share the love. Bring people on board. I'm letting you know this so that you will not be stopped by the procrastination caused by perfectionism, which is really just a disguise for fear. And as Sean says, you got to punch fear in the face and press record. Eric Butts, you're welcome. Thank you for being here, my friend. Linnell, thank you. Mark Seavercrop, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Aboard, Jove Copy, Dr. James Foster, sharing the love. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that so much. So I want to talk about today's topic, and then we may do a little Q&A. We'll see how that goes. And I'm going to post these recordings on all the various streams. I'm assuming we're live on YouTube. I really don't know. So if somebody's watching on YouTube, could you make a comment and let us know? Love to know. I'm going to proceed as if we're live everywhere. In the air everywhere. 5 ways to attract perfect clients. Let's start by defining perfect clients. Let's talk about problem clients. Anybody ever have a problem client? You guys ever have a problem client? Clients who haggle with you over your rates, nickel and dime you to death on every change they want to make. They're never satisfied. They're always complaining. They don't pay on time. They don't pay in full. They don't follow through getting you the information you need. Then they complain because you didn't finish the job, but you didn't have the tools, the resources, or the access needed to finish the job. You ever have a client like that? Somebody says, got one now. Yeah. There's a way to, Mark, was that me, Mark? Was I that client for you? Don't answer that. There's a way to ensure that you don't end up with those clients, and it's by building the screens up front that keep those clients from ending up in your roster. So let's say this right off the bat. When we say perfect client, that implies there's an imperfect client or a problem client. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with that person. It means they're not a right fit for you. And you're not a right fit, and or you're not a right fit for them. So when we say perfect client, we'd probably be better off saying right fit client. Right fit client. That's a term, by the way, I learned from Barry Baumgartner and Blue Melnick of Sage Productions. If you don't know who Sage is, they're the ones responsible for these big live online conferences we're seeing now. These live virtual events like for Tony Robbins and Pete Vargas of Advance Your Reach. That's who those guys are. And they introduced me to the term right fit client. I love that. Are they a right fit? So the perfect client is really the right fit client. And I've got 5 ways you can track the right fit client, but let's start by defining what is the right fit client for you. That's what you got to know first. And before you know that, you need to know who you are and why you're here. I know this is a big deal. This is a big question to answer. Dan Miller of 48 Days, he wrote the book 48 Days to the Work You Love, tells this story, and I'm about to probably butcher it, but I'm going to tell it the way I remember it. There was a rabbi in ancient Rome who every morning would leave his tent and walk around the streets of Rome, contemplating and meditating on Scripture, spending time in the presence of God. And sometimes he would just wander and not really realize where he was. And one day he found himself standing in front of a temple guarded by a giant centurion, Roman centurion, a soldier. And this was a fearsome soldier who boomed out in his big, deep voice, "Who are you and why are you here?" And the rabbi was startled and looked up at this giant of a man, armed to the teeth, very fearsome looking, who then repeated what he said. Who are you and why are you here? And the rabbi said, young man, why did you ask me that? And the centurion said, these are my orders to ask you, who are you and why are you here? And the rabbi said, how much do they pay you to do this? And the centurion was sort of puzzled, and he told him his rate of pay, which was an exorbitantly high amount of money. And the rabbi said, I will pay you twice that much if you will come each morning and stand outside the door to my tent and ask me that same question every day. Because that is the question. Who are you and why are you here? So this is a question you're going to ask yourself every day. Who am I? Why am I here? So that may be, you may say, I'm here to help creatives express themselves fully and profit financially. You may say, I'm here to help people expand their reach, like my friend Pete Vargas helps people get on stages and expand their reach. You might say, I'm here, who I am is I'm a writer. I take thoughts and turn them into words that unlock doors for people. And that's something that I do. And I help you write the words that sell more of your products and services. That's one part of who I am and why I'm here. So the second thing is you need to answer to figure out who your perfect clients are, your right fit clients are, is who are they and what do they want or need that they're willing to pay for? Who are they and what do they want or need that they're willing to pay for? So when you've answered those two questions, you're a long way down the road to knowing who your right fit clients are, who your perfect clients are. But there's other things you need to know before you know for sure who your right fit clients are. Number one, what are your non-negotiables? Like for me, this is an almost non-negotiable with me. I very rarely take personal copywriting clients anymore. I have an agency that writes clients for people and companies. We take clients through that agency, but that's not me writing the copy. Very rarely do I do that. Publicly, from people I don't know approaching me, I just don't do that. It's non-negotiable. I have to know you. I have to believe in you. I have to believe in your product. To believe in you, I have to know, believe in you in the deepest level. Believe in you and trust you. I have to know you before I can do that. And the project has to be interesting to me, fascinating. It has to be fun. You have to be fun. I don't hang out with people who are not fun anymore. I did that long enough in my life. I reached a certain age and certain things happened in my life that caused me to realize ain't nobody got time for that foolishness of hanging out with people you don't like, people who are no fun to be around, people who are a drag. Not people who are in drag. That doesn't bother me. Unless they're dressed better than I am. Oh, lighten up, Francis. Okay, so your non-negotiables. You got to know what they are. Maybe you are a person who doesn't want to build courses and you think that's impersonal. You want to only work with people one-on-one. You're a coach. That's what you do. I coach people one-on-one. Non-negotiable. Okay, you know that. So you know something about your right fit client. Maybe on the other hand, you're a person who doesn't like doing one-on-one coaching. You would rather teach digital courses and not work with people one-on-one. That's a non-negotiable for you. You're a person maybe who does not work on Saturdays because that's your Sabbath. Maybe you're a person who doesn't work on Sundays because it's the Lord's Day. Those are non-negotiables for you. So you know these things. Knowing your non-negotiables is number one. Number two, knowing what you offer. Knowing what you offer means you know exactly what you offer and you know exactly what you don't offer. And you can identify who the offer is right for. Number three, You got to know what I call the P factor. The problem, the person, the problem, and the pain. The person whom you serve, who's the best kind of person for you to serve. If I ask you, give me your prototypical perfect client for you, the one that you love the most, that you know you can help the most, you're thinking of someone and certain qualities this person has. So for me, it's a person who is most likely an author, speaker, trainer, coach, expert of some kind, who has a personality brand, who has an established business, who's already making at least 6 figures, or is close, or has made much more than that in another business. They're starting a new business now. Maybe they're starting over. So if Hugh Jackman decided he wanted to go into the motivational speaking business, he'd be my right fit client. He's the perfect client. Hugh, door is open. Anytime you think the acting thing's not working out for you the way you want, let me know. I'll help you. You got to know the person who's right for you, and that you're right for, that you can actually help. Not just that you'd like to help them, but you can actually help them. You got to know the problem they face, making a transition maybe from one business to the other. Like Hugh, we're going to work with Hugh Jackman on helping him make a transition from the acting thing into the motivational speaking thing. Joking, that's a joke. Unless, Hugh, you need that help, I'm here for you, my friend. Reach out to me. The next thing, number 4, is liking. This is important. It's more important than most people think. Most people think they can disregard this. You cannot disregard this. This must be high on your priority list. You have to like these people. Because if you don't like them, it's not going to work. And if they don't like you, it's not going to work. So liking is important. You've got to like them, and they've got to like you. In other words, there's got to be chemistry. And you know when there's chemistry, there's a spark. You just know. You just like being around this person. You like talking to them. You like exchanging ideas. If they call and say, let's get some coffee and talk, or let's get on Zoom and chat up some ideas, you're like, yes, I'm there. There's got to be some chemistry. And number 5, there's got to be belief and buy-in on both sides. Belief and buy-in on both sides. They've got to believe in you and what you offer, and they got to buy into your philosophies, your methodologies, the way you work, the things you think, your strategies and tactics, and you got to believe in them. You got to buy into what they offer and how they offer it. You got to feel it. And when you've got all that working for you, now you have something that will work. Now you've got a formula, a blueprint with those 5 points for right fit clients. Now, I started by saying 5 ways to attract perfect clients, or 5 ways to attract right fit clients. First, you have to know who they are, how to identify them, how to identify they're a right fit for you and you're a right fit for them. Next is, how do you attract them? And this is what we all are doing these days. We're putting out content just like what I'm doing right now. I'm publishing content. I didn't get it perfect. Like this camera right here is constantly going in and out of focus. It's driving me nuts. But you know what? I realize you don't probably care that much about the focus on the camera. What you care about is the focus on you and how I can help you make your business run better, easier, faster, more profitably. So I'm here. I did in fact decide that done is better than perfect. I punched fear in the face and pressed live. And here we go. So you attract your perfect right fit clients by publishing content like we're doing right now. And you become dead honest about who you see as the right fit client for you. I've already told you many of my criteria this morning. My right fit clients are people who have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset, who are positive rather than negative, who always find the silver lining in every cloud, as opposed to those who always find a cloud for every silver lining. That's not my kind of folks. I mean, I love you. You're a child of God. I value you intrinsically as a human being, but I ain't wanting to work with you because you're going to bring me down. That's my criteria. That might be your kind of person. I question that, whether that's in your best interest, but it's not for me to say. So you've heard other criteria that I've discussed. I want to work with clients who are, we have chemistry. We like each other. I like them. They like me. You like the way I work. You know my philosophies about marketing, about publishing, about content, about selling, about how we do sales copy, about how we present our content online. You buy into that. I buy into what you do. I'm letting my criteria be known. I've let it be known, not so subtly, that I don't work with one-on-one clients much anymore, but sometimes I do. When I do, it's a minimum $150,000. I don't say that to impress you. I say that to make you stop and pause and think before you pick up the phone or send an email to try to contact me and say, hey, I'd like you to work on my project, just you personally, and you've only got $5,000. Doesn't mean I don't like you, doesn't mean I can't help you, but I'm not going to be able to help you personally with that project. Somebody in my agency can help you. Somebody in my company can help you. I have resources that can help you. But you let your criteria for working with people be known. And you do this by publishing content. And the truth of the matter is, the more content you can publish, the better. Gary Vaynerchuk has these 3 pillars of content publishing as a way of marketing. And whether we like it or not, I believe this is the future. It's not the future, it's the present of marketing. It's publishing content, marketing through content at volume and at speed and at quality. Those are Gary's 3 pillars. Volume, number of pieces of content. So this morning, I'm live on 5 content platforms at one time. That's 5 pieces of content I published already today. Speed, this was instantaneous, so this qualifies for speed. Quality, I think this is pretty good content, so it qualifies. Now, out of this content that I've produced, I might be able to pull another 5 pieces of content, micro content, shorter content, and then redistribute those on maybe 10 different platforms. So that's 5 times 10 is 50 pieces of content. Along with these 5 is 55 pieces of content. Potentially, I could publish today. Now, will I do that? Honestly, probably not, because I didn't plan to do this today. Though my plans going forward, I'm working toward the goal. I've stated this before, haven't made it yet, but I'm going to be pushing out at least 50 pieces of content a day. By the end, I'm making this commitment. By the end of March, this is the first day of March. By the end of March, we'll be publishing 50 pieces of content a day in some way, on some platform. And by the 1st of June, I plan to be publishing 100 pieces of content a day. At speed, at volume, with quality. Those are Gary V's 3 content pillars. And that guy knows what he's talking about. He's one of the actually very few people I know who actually preaches what he practices. Notice the order in which I said that. You can do this. Don't get discouraged by the 100 pieces of content or 50 pieces of content. Get started. Most people don't publish 3 pieces of content a day. If you publish 3 pieces of content per day on one single platform, you're ahead of everybody else. If you publish 5 or 10, you're way ahead of 80% of everybody else. So stick with me. We're going to get deeper into this stuff. I do want to invite you to a training we have. Go to trainwithray.com. You see it on the screen on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Periscope. It's on the screen, trainwithray.com. You won't see that on the screen on Insta, but now you have the URL, trainwithray.com. And this is the live version of the Copywriting Academy live 3-day workshop. We normally do this in Franklin, Tennessee every March or every August. For obvious reasons, we're not doing that this year because we can't gather together 300 to 500 people in a big facility like the factory, which is where we long to be. We love it there. Franklin, I miss you so much. My God, I miss Franklin so much. I can't believe it's been over a year since I've been there. Soon, my friends. I'll be there soon. But until then, we're going to do the Copywriting Academy live virtually. It's going to be an online virtual workshop. This is a workshop. This is not a seminar where we have a bunch of speakers lined up. They're going to try to sell you a bunch of different stuff. This is a 3-day workshop with me. And what I'm going to be doing in this 3-day workshop is helping you write out your code book, your messaging code book, blueprint for your perfect right fit clients. We're going to create this so you'll be able to take this code book we write together in the workshop and leave the workshop with a filled up code book and also a completed sales page for whatever you're selling right now. And you'll be able to create copy and content without starting from scratch every time after this event, because you'll go to your code book and you'll start assembling the pieces together. The prompts, the thought starters, the phrases, the paragraphs of material you can use over and over again. I'm going to give you all that and help you rewrite it so it fits you. You won't look like a copycat of anybody. It'll be perfectly you. It'll be perfect for your right fit client. It'll be all yours. That's what we're doing in this 3-day workshop. So go to trainwithray.com and check that out now. And I've got more stuff to tell you about, but I won't tell you that today. Just get signed up for that 3-day virtual workshop. That's going to be a big game changer. We got some extra stuff we're giving you, and you can see about some of that on the page. Some of it is a surprise, so I can't tell you right now. It wouldn't be a surprise if I told you, but it is coming. And yes, I'll be back here tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow, I should be here at 5 a.m. Pacific, so it'll be live at 5 tomorrow. That's my plan, good Lord willing. I've learned to use that phrase because sometimes things happen. Like last March, I was in San Diego about this time at Social Media Marketing World. And I thought I would be back there this March. I haven't been anywhere since then. Thomas Claremont, do you have a list of power words to use? Are you messing with me now, Thomas? I think you're messing with me. All right, let's see. I'm just going to look and see if I missed a thing. Mark, thank you, my friend, for checking that out. Virginia, good to see you. Dr. James Foster, love you, my friend. Appreciate what you do. Grace, hi there. Let's see. Emmy, I think that's how you say your name. Great to see you too. Leslie, hi there. Eric, good to see you. Linnell, David, we got here. We got Thomas Claremont. Jenny Kearns, hello, my dear. Relaxed Male, Chris Ward, Andrea, so many friends. Good to see all of you. Love all of you. Dana Hauser, good seeing you, Dana. Missy Hides. There's Sue B. Sue B. Zimmerman, the Instagram expert, is in the house, y'all. Wonderful, friends. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to call this one good, and I'll be back tomorrow morning. Check out trainwithray.com. I do hope you'll be joining us for the Copywriting Academy Live 2021. It's April 7 through 9, live here on the internet. It's a workshop. We're going to do work together, so you got to expect to get something done and create some profitable copy so you can sell more of your ideas, products, and services, and you leave with your DNA code book for your messaging, for your perfect clients, so you can create more content and copy at will by assembling it together. That's going to happen in April. Want you there. Trainwithray.com. See you here tomorrow. God bless you. Live long and prosper.